ECMO training is a bit different from training in other things in medicine because ECMO brings together a lot of different specialties. You have nurses, you have technicians, perfusionists, critical care doctors, surgical doctors. You also put different demands on the hospital and the ICUs that you normally put on them. So you need to plan all these things. It's not something you can do in 1 or 2 days. You have to do the training to get everybody to understand what it is that's required of them. You have to do the necessary planning so that you can get the equipment and facilities coordinated. And only when you've done those things can you actually do the thing at all, certainly to do it safely. So this is why everybody's together here, and it's noticeable that the audience is a mixture of different groups, so it's cardiac surgeons, neonatologists, technicians, nurses, and so on. So all of these things are put together in an ECMO training program. Back in the UK, we used to run four training sessions a year in our centre, and this was both for our own staff to keep them going, but also for people like people from abroad who wanted to come and train and learn how to do it as well. So it's an important event. Well, the basics go back to the very beginning of your physiology at medical school. Only the physiology using ECMO is a little bit different. So you have to learn or relearn what you learned at medical school, then you've got to add to it what you learned as a postgraduate, and then you've got to add a little bit of extra information about the ECMO itself. And when you put that together, and then you've had the necessary exposure to the equipment, then you can apply it in practice. So you need to do all of these things, and it needs to be done in a sequence. The other issue about an ECMO course is it doesn't really stop once the course finishes, because to work properly on these circuits you actually have to train with them. So an important part after the course is to get what we call preceptorship, so that you go to a centre or within your own centre, work with somebody who is experienced in the technique, and you usually need to work 3 or 4 12-hour shifts with somebody more experienced than yourself to really get the feel of it and do it safely. So there's quite a lot involved in terms of both the academic and the practical training. Well, technology is key to the whole thing, but fortunately the technology now available even in India is much simpler than it used to be when I started doing ECMO back in the 1980s. So what the equipment that they're learning on is much more user-friendly. It still needs to be learned and in detail, but it's much easier to work with than what it used to.